there. You know, it's funny because just in the last couple of weeks, I had a real aha moment. I was doing a class, and I started to mask an image, and all the ladies kind of looked at me like, "What are you doing?" And oh, that's kind of cool. So what that really made me think was, geez, I should maybe start going back to the beginning and using a lot of those old techniques that have been around forever and ever. Welcome to Stampin' with Diane. I'm Diane Evans. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up Demonstrator. And it's Tips, Tools, and Techniques Thursday. And I'm going to show you how to make this card while I show you how to do the masking technique. So you're going to need this Playful Penguins and these rectangular stitch dies. You're also going to need, for the paper, we are using Blushing Bride. I don't know what it is about me always liking to use pink and gray, but I thought it would be kind of a nice feminine card that you can say from all of us, that sort of stuff. So anyways, I like pink and gray. Anyways, the pink and gray is at 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4.25. I do have a scrap piece that's there. I also have the Smokey Slate, and it is 3.25 by 4 5/8, and also another scrap piece of that. And I have some Whisper White, and the Whisper White is at 3.75 by 4 3/4. And what I did with that was I cut the third largest stitch die from there, and I came up with this one. Other things that you're going to need to make this project is Memento ink. You're also going to need some Versamark, and we are doing some embossing on it, so an embossing buddy. We're going to need some white embossing powder and the heat gun. And one extra thing that you're going to need on here will be some Post-it notes. So let's get started. So of course we're just going to go and store your card base. Just put that off to the side. We have the gray there. Now this is the main part, the masking technique, so I want to show you how you do that. So what you need to do is you have to grab your stamp set, and I'm going to just quickly show you one stamp. Let's see, this one's an easy one. And with the Post-it notes, with the sticky end, and the sticky end happens to be right up at the top of on this particular one, I'm just going to make myself a mask. And I tend to keep these masks for masked ones that I do an awful lot of masking with, like stamp sets. I will keep that mask, and I just leave it into the stamp case here. So I'm just going to take my snips, and we're just going to cut this one out. And I'm not going to be that particular with it, just so that you get the idea, because I already have this one cut out as it is. So you're just going to cut around the guideline, and yes, I know it's fussy cutting, but like I said, you've got these masks. Once you've got them, and you can keep them, store them in the case. So I don't want to take too much time showing you how to do this part, because, well, I guess this part is rather important. So some things you can just use your die cuts too to cut it out if you've got die cuts that go with the stamp set. This one unfortunately does not have a die set. So okay, so it's like that. Did I go that close to it? I guess I probably should with certain parts of this. If by any chance I think that there's going to be something that's going to go in between these legs here, I would cut that part out as well. So just quickly do that for you. So now I've got this die, or this masking part. You can see in here I've stored these masking parts, and I just store them right into the stamp case. Okay, so we're going to be using those as well. So you take your card, and what I do is I always do this onto a scrap piece of paper to decide which one has to go down first. So on this particular card, this is the one, this penguin here is the one that's in the forefront. So that's the one that you are actually going to mask, but you're also going to stamp it first. So I'll take that stamp, and this happens to be this one here, and memento, and I've got to figure out on here, I think it's about there that we're going to put it, and I'm going to put it up a bit more and just stamp down. So see, we have that there. Now I'm going to take that mask and I'm just going to put it over there. You can see this mask has been used because it's been stamped on. And now I'm going to take that same stamp, because that's the one that I've got in here second, this one here. And I'm going to put him down a little bit further and bring him into, see, I want him, I don't want him off of there, but, and about there. So see, I have it there, and see how he's behind there. Now then I'm also going to mask him again, the same one. And then we're going to bring in this stamp set, or this stamp, which is this one. And we're going to put this one up a bit more. Right about there, I think. That's about right. And then I'm going to put this little guy up here, and he is, let's see, it's this one here, which is that one that I just masked. So I'm actually going to take, because I masked this guy as well, we're going to put him there. Whoops. And if you tend to, the stick gets lost on your post-it note, just get a repositional tape and do it that way. Okay, so let's just stamp that part up. And he's kind of just going to go right over top. He's not, so, and then we got to take these off of here, but see how he's behind there? I'm going to put this guy back over here because I want to do this particular one here. So let's see, what stamp is that one? That's this stamp. Yes. And I'm now going to put him up a bit and a little, I got the right one? Yes. And up about there. And there's your masking. So it's actually a pretty easy thing to do, but the thing that you have to figure out first is where's going to be the first one. Like, we could have made this one the first one, this one could have been behind, but you just have to figure out where you want to put the first ones and that. So like I say, I just store that back into my stamp set, and then it's there for any time I want to do this. This is such a cute stamp set that you can save from all of us, that sort of stuff. So, you know, you kind of want to be able to use that. So the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take these scarves, this scarf, and we're also going to take the cap. And you guys know me, I am going to fussy cut that, but for the purpose of this video, I've already gone ahead and cut that out. So I'll just grab those and bring those back in. So I've got those. And then on here, what I'm going to do is I am going to just emboss the Merriest Wishes. So take our embossing buddy and use the Versamark. Just going to put it down here. I'm using white embossing powder. And we're just going to bring in the heat gun and set it. I didn't do this one up ahead of time. Figured it wouldn't take that long to do it anyways. So just bring the heat gun in. But still, this is another technique that I'll probably do forever and ever and ever. I remember back in 1991, I was on a business trip and I had brought my mom embossing powder and an embossing pad. And from that day, and that's back in 91, so you know how many years ago that was. So, and then Yes, I am going to just, I'm not fussy cutting it. I'm just sort of going around. This seems to be the trend this year. It's just to do these kind of sentiments where they're just easily cut out. It's funny how some things do trend from year to year, and this is one trend, that is for sure. And it's just like that. Just take that little point off of there. So that's there. So let's put this card together. So I'm just going to layer this on here with my snail. Remember, when you are using snail, to burnish it. So once it's on, just make sure that you do burnish it. And we're going to put that on the front of the card. We could put it off-centered. Let's do this one off-centered a little bit. It'll be a little bit different than the other one. I know I'm going to run out of this. Oh, I did. Just change that out. Easier said than done, right? So just have one ready to go here. Yeah, I think I'm going to put this little guy over a little bit. There. And I have these two little things, and we're going to bring in the little the little dimensionals. And on the hat as well. Originally, when I was going to do this card, I just wanted that main, or that first one, to have the hat in that, and then I didn't realize that the hat goes the opposite way, so it's going to look really, well, it was going to look ridiculous on this main guy. So I probably, in hindsight, probably would have been better to put a different one, like maybe this guy or this guy, but so that I could have put the cap on there. See, I wanted to put the cap, where are you? I wanted to put a cap on this guy, but it just doesn't match, so it actually doesn't look too bad that way. So up there. Just love these things here. And then with the Merriest Wishes, we're just going to take our bigger dimensionals, put one on each side. So you sure can think of an awful lot. I'm just gonna put that one down there. We could put different things on there, like pearls and that sort of stuff, but I wanted a fairly quick, easy card. At least this way, now you can see the technique of the masking on there. So can you see how many different ways that you can use this technique in many cards? Just wait until celebration. There's a stamp set in there. It's called The Gang's All Mirror, and it works great with this technique. Now, if you need any of these supplies and live in Canada, I would love to be your demonstrator if you don't have one. You can shop online and use this particular hostess code. It's good for the month of December. And if you do go online and use this hostess code, I do have a tutorial that I give away, and the theme is Let It Snow, and there's 16 different instructions on how to make different projects. I think most of them are cards though. So if you do, like I say, shop online, I'd really appreciate it. Leave a comment below, or tell me if you enjoyed seeing how this technique was actually done. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Bye for now.